It's November, guys. It's getting cold outside, so this thing's slick. This is a slick old truck right here. I like this thing. I'm not really a truck guy. It's really not. I've always been a car guy, but this thing's slick. It's a, I want to say it's an 04 Silverado. This thing used to be, that's a Sierra. Sorry, it was the fancy one. It's the stripper model. You know, Sierra, get it, stripper. It used to be really fast. It used to have a 427 in it. It was a race truck. His thing was bad. I want to say this thing ran like 9s or something, or 8s, or I don't know. I know it was fast. Oh, I was gonna tint windshield. I didn't realize that. So, the guy, I've tuned this thing before. Not like tuned it. We literally went down like the street and back and tuned it like that. Like, yeah. Anyway, it wasn't this guy's fault. This guy's, so this thing's been through, okay, so the original one I tuned it with, he had it and he made it fast or whatever. Then he made it not fast, put a 5.3 in it with some cam or whatever and a 480. And then, he sold it to some guy sold it to some other guy. And then now this guy, he wanted, I guess the fuel gauge was backwards on it. So it has a newer, pump setup in it. And then, he goes, hey man, do you mind looking at it? I was like, yeah, what's going on with it? And I told him, I was like, look, dude, I spent 10 minutes tuning this vehicle. Like, I didn't tune it. Like, I never had a chance to. The guy, I drove it, or like, I didn't even drive the damn thing, actually. He insisted on driving it. I don't like doing that stuff. Like, just drop it off with me, let me do my thing, or just give me the damn keys for it, let me do my thing, okay? Like, I don't like interference. I just don't like doing that stuff. It always ends up bad. So anyway, it started drizzling. He started freaking out. And he's like, oh, we're going to go home. It should be good enough. And I'm like, I don't think it's good enough. We're not dialed in at all. So now I'm here today because it's dying. So I knew that would happen. So it's been about a year since I've seen this truck. So it's probably been dying on this guy for about a year. So let's get in it and have a gander at everything. Let's just go for a spin. Let's go check the VE tables and stuff. Check the MAF and all that stuff. I'll come back home, and if I need to, if I feel like it's rich or lean or whatever, I'll just look at the O2 sensor stuff, and if it's like way out of whack or whatever, I'll go grab my wideband and then I'll throw it on there and see what it does. So, all right, let's get to this one. This will be a short and sweet video. I'm sorry I haven't been uploading a lot. I've just been swamped with stuff that I haven't really had time to film. Like, I really want to just start filming stuff and just do this regularly because it's fun. Like, still don't make any money on YouTube, but it's just fun. And I'm pretty sure you guys enjoy all this crap too. So, yeah, let's get to it. All right, I think I found one issue with it already. Which, again, you know, the 10 minutes that I tuned this thing, I'd never had a chance to look at this stuff. So, immediately right off the bat, I saw that it was showing 37.6% alcohol. Okay, that's strange. I don't remember this truck being a flex fuel vehicle. Okay. So I asked him, I was like, hey, is there a flex sensor on this thing? I look in the tune and it says there's not. So, all right. He goes, no. Okay. So when it was idling, it was like a 10 something air fuel ratio or 12 something air fuel ratio, and I was like, that's a little rich. So I went on the storage table and just put it at 14.2 since we have 10% alcohol around here. So it's supposed to be 14.1, but it kind of varies a little bit. So I've seen them like 5 to 10%. So it's not as bad as people think it is. So that might be a lot of the issue of it dying, is it's just freaking rich. Because I remember it idling pretty good, and I don't remember it dying, but hey, we're gonna go for a spin right now, so let's just go for a little spin. Hell, I'll adjust the transmission too. I never even got to adjust the transmission in this thing. I never got to do anything with it. I don't even think it was at the temperature. Like, I don't think anything was at the temperature. Like, I mean, it was a quick and dirty tune, and I don't like doing that stuff. So it's never correct. You have to go drive stuff. See, like right now it's showing lean as hell. So yeah, I think I might have found an issue. So yeah, let me go drive this around for a little bit, just in regular mode, like just blended mode. Let's just see what it looks like. And if I think it's really off, I'm gonna throw it in speed density, and then I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna hit a curve. Boom. This lady just plowed that curve. Oopsies. Gotta explain to her husband why there's scratches all over the wheel. Anyway, if I think it's really off, I'm gonna throw it in speed density and just adjust it, and then I'll throw it back in MAF only, adjust it, and then put it back to blended, just like I always do. So it seems to be idling pretty good right now. So we'll see. We'll see what the log says. All right, it's got a little bit of a lean tip-in issue. So I'm gonna put it back in speed density, and then we're gonna dial it in like normal, like a normal car. So like I said, I had 0 time in this thing, 10 minutes most, you know. Like yeah. So we're gonna go truly dial it in, and yeah, see what you do. Other than that, it seems like it runs pretty good. Like, I still haven't flashing or anything, so yeah, everything's looking all right on my end. So let's go put it in speed density. Got her in the speed density now. Yeah, it's definitely a little lean tip-in issue right there. So. Recording. So let's go do some various RPM and loads. And I noticed that the throttle's sticking a little bit. It's got a Holley Sniper throttle body on it, which they're all made in China to me, so they're all kind of junk. So I'll have to go home and adjust that. I didn't bring my Allen wrenches. It's got a little Allen wrench on it. We'll go see how she does. Oh yeah, she's super lean, like this little tip-in right there. So, and another thing too, the guy told me, he goes, there might have been some alcohol left in the system when you tuned it. I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense too, because if you just start pumping 91 in it, it's going to run leaner. It says there's no sensor on it. So yeah, that makes sense. That explains why it was so lean and ran like dog shit. All right, well, definitely have to go get the wideband now to do the wide open throttle pull. I didn't even do a wide open throttle pull with this thing, so I definitely need to go put the wideband on it. So all right, well, let's dial in these VE tables first before we do that stuff, and then I'll go adjust all the idle and all that stuff when I get home. Put the wideband on, and we'll go make a pull. All right, we got the first revision in there. It's better. It was in the teens. Now it's in the single digits, so that's good. But yeah, it's like that little tip-in, like right there, is terrible. You can still feel it. Like it's got like when it does it, like if you ever run across that, you'll feel it's like it feels like a miss, but it's really it's a lean miss, and it's kind of too much. So I try to get the fuel trims within 2 to 3%. If they're like, I don't know, 3 to 5% rich, I'm gonna leave it. Like that's fine. I'd rather it take away a little fuel than try to add a bunch of fuel. You know, like it can compensate for that. Now, when you're in the teens and stuff, or in the 20s and 30s and 40s, yeah, you need to adjust some stuff. But if like you're in the single digits, like the low single digits, let's say 5 minus, you know, yeah, you're fine. You're almost kind of splitting hairs at that point. I mean, I've tuned them to where they're, you know, 2 to 1%. You know, I look at it and I didn't notice any drivability difference. You get that on these big jobs though. So, can I use that reference right there? Yeah, I can. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna keep dialing this thing in. I'm gonna go grab a drink. I think Sonic. That's how. Well, that's the first time a GoPro's ever messed up on me. I went to go look at review all the stuff that I've been doing on it, and lost like math tuning and the what up and throttle stuff. So I'm just headed back to the house right now. I had to go adjust a little idle issue I had, and I was like, hey, let me look at that footage. It was kind of acting weird. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, I already took the wideband off and everything. Yeah, fun times. Anyway, she's dialed in pretty good now. It was pretty lean, like in the VE stuff. It was better in the MAF, but it was still lean up top. So I added some fuel, so it's at like a 1250 air fuel ratio now at watt up and throttle. It gets it pretty good though. Like it runs pretty good. Here, let's do a little pull. Yeah, we'll slow down. Oh yeah, got her shifted at 6 to 200. Shifts nice and firm, not too hard, not too soft. Sounds good. Oh yeah. Well, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Check out my merch. I got an Etsy store. Get you a hoodie. Not this one, this is an older hoodie, but you can get the newer, the retro wave looking one where it's pink and teal. That's a good one. I like that one. I got one at the house. I got beanies, I got koozies, I got shirts. If you're into wrestling, I got the NWO logo that says SSW for life. I should put that on there. I'm gonna make a couple of more too. I really like the rebranding other people's logos thing. I think it's hilarious. Like if I had one that was like a McDonald's logo and it said SSW, this is hilarious to me. I like stuff like that. But yeah, I might try to experiment with a couple of things like that. I just had the NWO one in my head, and I told my designer guy, I was like, hey man, can you do this? He's like, oh hell yeah. So I got one on there. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description below with my Etsy store, all that jazz. But yeah, fuel trims are looking nice right there on the bottom right. Oh yeah, she's looking good. Let's see if we got any. I don't think we got any knock on that pole either. It runs really good. Let's see, I've got this thing at yeah, no knock whatsoever. And then she's at a brisk 27, and then right at the shift point hits 28 degrees of timing. So it likes it. Whatever. Every one of these are just kind of different, you know. But usually a Cathedral Port LS likes about the same. The most inconsistent ones that I've noticed are direct port injected ones. So I bought a book so I can read about them. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Stuff ain't cheap. I mean, I know how to tune them, but like, I like to know more about them. You know, like the ins and outs, the secrets. You know, am I missing a histogram or something? There's nothing wrong with trying to gain knowledge. There is something wrong about being a know-it-all. I'm not a know-it-all. I'll try to find out what an answer is. If I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know it. But yeah, we're gonna go home and read that book right there and see if I'm missing something, like the missing link. You know, I bought a Coyote book did that one. Actually, I bought 2 Coyote books. I got one that's the tuning school one, and then I've got the Coyote cookbook from some tuner, I think. It's a PDF file. It's pretty knowledgeable. I like it. It's a good book. It's not as lengthy and in depth as the tuning school one. The tuning school one's 365 pages or something like that, and I think the Coyote cookbook is, I don't think it's even 100. Like, I really don't. I don't think it's even that many. It's a pretty basic book, but like for $120, it's definitely worth it if you want. Like, if you want to try to tune a Coyote, you know, they're just torque based. That's it. So, anyway, enough rambling. I'm gonna return home, contact the customer, tell them it's all good to go, and then I will catch you guys on the next one.